So I wanted to talk through the top tools, apps, tech gadgets that I used this year that helped me increase my productivity and ultimately reach my 2024 goals. This year, my word of the year was the year of transformation. And I really felt like despite all the chaos that happened this year, I really did pretty much reach most of my goals, whether that was losing 20 pounds or meeting certain metric goals on YouTube or social media on TikTok, whether that was reaching certain milestones in my career. Like, I really did get it done despite, again, the highs and the very low lows that I experienced this year. And so I hope that some of these tools that I share today will help you learn how to maintain your productivity, because the chaos is going to continue in 2025. I hate to break it to you. So let's talk through some of the things that I use. I broke this up into 4 categories. So the first one is going to be career and productivity. The second one is going to be content and creativity, I would say. The third category is going to be fitness and wellness. And then the last category is going to be mental health, a little bit of faith sprinkled in. And so timestamps are below. You do not need to buy every last one of these gadgets and tools that I taught through today. Take what you need, leave what you don't, okay? No need going broke over this stuff. So let's get started. All right, so the first tool I'm going to talk through, you already see here, and that is my lovely, beautiful iPad. I'm still making her pretty. I'm actually going to do a 2025 plan with me video where I'm going to make her cute and aesthetic and do all the vision boarding for next year. So subscribe for that. But I have fully committed to digital planning this year. I did a video a few months ago where I talked about the Apple apps that I use and how I use like reminders as a brain dump, how I use the Notes app to script things out, and how I use the calendar app to manage my calendar. And I still do that stuff, but I take what's there and I put it into my daily planner. And so currently I'm using the Good Notes app. I'm using the Dash planner. I'll link it below. And again, you'll see it in my other video where I do my plan with me video. But I love using it. I use my iPad to journal, to write. I use it for editing. I literally use it for everything nowadays. I use it more than my phone. And so this is the iPad Air 2024 M2 chip, whatever the latest one is, 11-inch. I recently upgraded from the iPad mini. That one was not the latest one, but the one before that, it was refurbished. And I love that one. I love the iPad mini. Literally the only reason why I switched to this one was because I needed a bigger screen. Because again, I do a lot of writing and I write very hard. And so this just makes my writing a little bit smoother. So that's why I switched. But I will say, if you are going to primarily use your iPad for digital planning in 2025, you do not have to buy the latest and greatest. I just got this one because I know I'm gonna hold on to it until it breaks. So you don't need the latest and greatest. The apps are gonna update as normal no matter what iPad you have, if that makes sense. So no need to break the bank, but I definitely recommend digital planning in 2025. Now these next 2 tools are what I use in my 9 to 5. I also use these for content too, but listen. If you work remotely, if you have kids in your work environment, if you work in a generally noisy environment, whether you're in coffee shops, I'm in my co-working space where I will be around noise and people talking and music, and you need people to hear you and only you, honey, these are the ones that you need to have, okay? The AirPods have a pretty good noise cancellation, but these are unmatched. But I tell you, it don't matter what's going on. If the world is crashing down on that call, people will only hear you if you get these headphones. So I would definitely recommend these. I'm gonna link them in my Amazon. They're about the same price as the AirPods. They're about like $150. So, and then the portable monitor, I use this also. It helps me save time and increase my productivity because I'm not confined to one screen. So you can actually sync this with your phone, your iPad. I also link it to my laptop when I am in my co-working space or when I'm working remotely somewhere else other than my office. And it's pretty much like, you know, how my office is set up. Like I have my monitors there, but all you have to do is set this up. Child, if I can get it to work right. I always be figuring out. Hold up. Okay, here we go. This is how it looks. And so you just prop it up. It comes with all the cords that you need to link it up to both like your regular like Dell, HP laptop type of things. And then again, you can hook it to your Apple devices too. So it comes with everything included. And I love it. Again, this will help you increase your productivity even if you are on the go. So love these things. And then the apps that I wanted to talk through are, of course, your AI apps, and then Monarch, which is a finance app. So you're going to have an AI virtual assistant in 2025. There's no way we're going to be able to get it all done without some help. And so I love using ChatGPT. Copilot I mainly use for work because that's the Microsoft AI that we have to use for work. But I use ChatGPT as well. I use it to optimize my emails. I'm a project manager, so I also, you know, when I get new projects, I say, hey, I'm the project manager of XYZ project. Give me background research on how I should do this implementation. I have it create my project plans. I have it say, tell me what risk I may anticipate and a mitigation strategy. Like, it is my junior project manager to me. And so I really love using it. Obviously, you don't copy and paste everything. Like, you still have to use your brain to like make tweaks because it's not perfect, but it is very close to it. I also am going to do a separate video where I talk about how I use ChatGPT to make updates to my resume. You obviously cannot copy and paste, and if you copy and paste your resume straight from ChatGPT, it is going to be very noticeable to recruiters. So you do have to make certain tweaks. So I'm going to do a separate video when I do my career series in January of how you can use it to update your resume without it looking like it came from AI. So I will do that later. But ChatGPT, Copilot, whatever AI tool you choose to use it to save time, conserve your brain energy in 2025. Monarch I really like because it really helped me cut my spending in half. So if like budgeting, staying on track with your budget, spending is your goal in 2025, you got to download the Monarch app. Let me tell you why. Now, it does come with a subscription fee. I think it's like $14 a month, but it is worth it because before using Monarch, I think I was doing like every dollar app. I was doing the manual tracking on there because I had the free version. And then I was also doing like the Google Sheets or whatever. I was never consistent with any of that. I stopped tracking after day 3. Okay, so I like the Monarch app because it syncs with your bank accounts. It's able to tell you literally every transaction that comes through, and then it syncs to the categories that you've already set. I like it because I can set my own categories because Amazon, it could be for a lot of different categories, and you're able to also split up your expenses or your transactions rather based on like what category they should go in. So super customizable, which I like. And when I tell you, when I realized how much money I was spending on like eating out, I wanted to fight myself. I wanted to literally tell myself, let's go out, let's step outside. Cause you wilding. Why are you spending hundreds of dollars a month on eating out? Them cute little solo dates add up. So we're going to cut all that out, or at least minimize it in 2025. So Monarch is helping me do that because again, I'm able to see just how much money I'm spending. It also helped me with subscriptions and cutting down on my subscriptions because the little $5 Apple Care here and a $15 Apple Care there adds up. So definitely recommend the Monarch app if you're trying to track your spending in 2025. Okay, so the next category is going to be content and creativity. So I'm going to start with the cameras that I use. I'm currently filming on the Sony ZV-E10. The quality lighting may not be the best because it's currently night. I've actually been filming this for like the past 5 hours. Story for another day. But anyway, I'm on the ZV-E10, the first one currently. And then I also have my DJI. Let me show y'all. My DJI Osmo Pocket 3. So I have the creator kit. So it comes with the extra battery packs. It comes with all the tripods. It also comes with the mic as well. And so I also use this for vlogging. I actually showed y'all the travel vlog. It's on my YouTube channel where I filmed the entire thing on this DJI Osmo Pocket 3. So I'm still learning how to color grade this because it can be a little washed out, but the quality is top tier. It's only washed out when it's like on, I would say, people of color skin, but everything else is great. You just have to color grade it a little bit if it's like on your skin. But anyway, love both of these cameras. And of course, I still film on my iPhone 16 Pro Max as well. So the 3 apps that I wanted to cover in this category are Canva, CapCut, and Cal.com. So with Canva, yes, I use it for thumbnails and graphics and documents, but I also use it for my website now. Previously, I was spending like $35 a month using SiteGround and WordPress, but I actually migrated over into my existing like $12.99 Canva subscription, so I was able to get rid of that cost. And my website functions well. It's down now because I'm actually going to do a separate video where I show you how you can build your career portfolio using a website. And so that's where my career portfolio is, where I like keep all of my detailed projects and testimonials and client reviews and things like that. And so I'm going to do a whole video in my career series in January and February of next year where you can create that so you can attract recruiters for new jobs. But yeah, all that to say, I love Canva because it's really a one-stop shop for a very reasonable price. When it comes to CapCut, I use CapCut to do both of my short form editing as well as my long form editing. And I love it. I mean, I feel like it's just as robust as some of the other ones without all the learning curves. Like, it's just enough for me to keep things simple, to make it look somewhat presentable, and to put it out and move on to the next thing. So I love CapCut for that. So with Cal.com, it's pretty much an AI website scheduler that is like the paid version of Calendly or Acuity, but it's free. So you can break down all the different calls that you want to be able to offer. You can take payments for some of those calls. You can still do the questionnaires. Like, it gives all the same features of those paid scheduling applications, but for free. So I just take all of my calls there and I link it to my Google business that I already pay for a month. So that way I'm not having to pay for extra subscriptions that require a scheduling app subscription and then a meeting app subscription. Like, all of that is for free. And we love that. So definitely recommend Cal.com if you are needing to schedule calls in any way. I use them for my coaching, mentorship, and freelancing calls. So now let's talk about fitness and wellness. So the two apps that I use when it came to working out depended on my mood, honestly, but for you, it will depend on how you best work out. So I use ClassPass when I need group accountability, because sometimes I'm like, I only work out if I'm around other people, or I'm only going to do it if there is a threat of a cancellation fee if I don't show up. So I like ClassPass because I'm able to try different classes. I'm able to do Pilates, I did solid core, I did kickboxing, I did these HIIT classes like F45 or burn body type classes. And so I love ClassPass. It's a fee, but to me, it's cheaper than having to get a subscription at one of those gyms, if that makes sense. And there's not a commitment, so you can just do month by month and cancel if needed. That no-show fee will hit you though, which I need because again, it gives me accountability. But just be mindful that if you don't show up in those classes, I think within 12 hours, you will be charged. And at solid core, it was a $30 charge. And yeah, so love the ClassPass for the group function. Then for Ladder, I would consider Ladder to be like an online personal trainer without the price of a personal trainer. And so if you're trying to do like strength training, whether that's toning or whether that's you're trying to build your curves, or you're trying to do bodybuilding, or you're trying to do like HIIT type of training, like, it's pretty much an online personal trainer in an app. I think it's about like $29 a month. And I loved it. I especially love it because the trainer doesn't just tell you what to do, or they just don't give you the list of workouts. They actually do the workouts with you, the entire workout. So you're able to see their form. You're able to mimic their form again throughout the entire workout. So it's literally like having a trainer beside you each and every day. They're coaching you through each of the sets. And so I really like Ladder for that function. When it comes to diet, I tracked my calories in like the first or second quarter of last year because I wanted to measure things. I think I heard someone say like, you can't change what you can't measure. And that's very true, because when I started actually tracking my calories and using this scale, I realized how much I was actually eating. And so for my apps, I use Diet to track like my macros, so my protein, fats, and carbs. I also use it to track my calories. I like Diet over my MyFitnessPal, one, because it's cheaper, and two, because you're able to like take pictures of your food. Like, let's say if you don't have a scan, you can't scan your barcode, or if you're eating out, like, you can take a picture of your plate and it will guesstimate like the protein, the macros, the calories, or whatever. And so you're able to still stay on track even if you're not like scanning every single ingredient, if that makes sense. So I love that. I also was able to clean up my diet using the Bobby Approved app. Bobby is actually another content creator. I found him on TikTok and then I realized he had an app, but he's always about like clean eating. And so I take the app when I go grocery shopping, and I am able to like scan each food item to see if it has clean ingredients or not. So that helped a lot with cleaning up my diet. I already showed y'all the food scale, but I got this from Amazon. It's like $8. I'm actually going to try another one that already comes with the nutrition facts, but I haven't done that yet. So I'm going to tell y'all about this one for now. And then lastly, these are the two main supplements that I use. I also use acetylcarnitine, I think it's called, but this is the EHP Labs Oxy Shred that I use. I use these before I work out, and they just help me take my workout to the next level. This helps a lot with bloating. These actually do work, so they're not just gimmicks, but we'll recommend those if you're into supplements. The last category is going to be mental health, and these 3 books I will leave you with are books that my therapist actually walked me through this year. but these are literally therapy in a book. Like, I probably could have read these books alone and probably got similar results, if I'm being real. I love my therapist. I love my therapist, but these books are therapists and a therapist in a book. I'm just being real. So first one is called SOS, Help with My Emotions. So this is a really good book if you struggle with any type of emotional dysregulation, whether that be anxiety or anger or fear, or you just like your emotions, sometimes you can't control them, or sometimes you just find yourself seeing scenarios in just such a negative light, and you have trouble like just processing, if that makes sense. Read this book. Matter of fact, everybody should read this book. If you don't think you have a struggle with your emotions, you do. I'm telling you, you do. So read the SOS book so you can help get control over your emotions in 2025. We all struggle with it. So I think that that would be a really good resource for you. Then the Emotionally Healthy Spirituality. This really helped with my view of God. Like, I just used to always see God as like this legalistic dictator who didn't care about my day-to-day, just wanted me to follow these rules. Like, I had such a toxic view of God, but this book really helped me like understand how God is in my day-to-day, how he sees my emotions and the things that I'm going through. And so if you need like help reconnecting with God, and that's something that you want to focus on in 2025, of course, read your Bible and pray and know God for yourself. But if you want a secondary resource, highly recommend that book. And then the last one is Inner Child Workbook. This is one I'm actually currently going through with my therapist, but I'm sure you heard about Inner Child if you've been on Therapy Talk. But the Inner Child Workbook really just teaches you how to acknowledge like all of the parts of yourself, the angry part, the calm part, like all the different facets of you. It shows you how to like make space for them, like when those parts of you need to show up, and then when you need to like kind of let the adult part of you stand up, if that makes sense. But it just helps you to kind of understand why you are the way you are, understand all the parts of you, and then how to manage that in a healthy way. And so it's an interactive workbook that gives you like mindfulness, meditation, journaling, things that you can do. And so yeah, if you're into that or just want to, be kinder to yourself, quite honestly, in 2025, that would be a good resource for you. And so that's the end of this video. I know I talked about a lot of different things, and I'm exhausted because I have filmed this now for the sixth time, but that's okay. If it was valuable to you, please let me know in the comments below, and let me know if you want me to expound in another video on any of these things that I mentioned. Again, I'm going to have a career series. I'm going to do the Plan With Me video where I'm going to help you organize your year for next year. But until then, I hope you have a great holiday, and I'll see y'all on the next video. Bye, y'all.